Friday, January 24th, and you're listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Happy Friday, everybody. As we head into the weekend, we're just going to go through the motions with the weather pattern remaining virtually unchanged here for a little bit longer. We continue to see about every day and a half to 2 days some type of wave coming from Oregon and Washington and Idaho and coming right on through Wyoming and surrounding states, producing occasional snow in the mountains to keep the snow bases great at the ski areas, keep those avalanche dangers considerable, and helping to keep that snowpack building. Now, we will, on the plains, have a couple of snow showers tonight and Saturday morning, some central, northern, and western parts of Wyoming could see a couple of snow showers down low. And then we have a stronger system that's going to come in Sunday night and Monday. That will bring another dose of snow to the mountains. And I think for Sunday night and Monday, especially during the day Monday, I think on the plains, we can expect a little bit of snow shower activity over the plains of Wyoming, western South Dakota, and Nebraska, maybe some front range areas of Colorado. But as we've seen, these systems here over the last couple of weeks are just small, and they're coming through very, very quickly. So they just can't slow down enough to become major snow events, at least on the plains. But as these small systems head to the Midwest and Great Lakes and Northeast United States, well, they're going to have more stormy and winter weather there. Places like Chicago, the Corn Belt, Midwest, Great Lakes, and New England, the next few days will have plenty of winter weather while we just go through our motions here. We do expect next week's weather to basically be a little more busy. We hinted at this earlier this week that we do see some subtle changes in the weather pattern. As we get into next week, we have that front coming in Monday. We might have a couple of other fronts, one midweek and another one late in the week. The one late in the week could be a little colder and a little bit stronger. I think what we're going to see is a gradual weather pattern change heading into February. Not a weather pattern changes that happens abruptly, but we're seeing maybe the formation of a deeper, colder trough of low pressure getting carved out by the jet stream, taking place a little bit further west later this month and into early February. We continue to see hints, and we've seen this for the last 2 months in the long-range models of wanting to make it colder across North America, at least on a more widespread basis. But we've gotten through this winter with really no prolonged severe cold, which was really not quite expected. The coldest air has been bottled up in the higher latitudes, and when cold air has come down from the Arctic, it just hasn't stayed very long. But we keep seeing hints in the long-term charts that that's going to eventually happen as we head into February. But we saw that happening with the modeling during this past month. So something's up, and we think the something up are the changes in the water temperatures out in the Pacific because they're getting cooler. The ocean basins, especially between South America and Australia, are showing subtle trends towards not being as warm. Same up in the Gulf of Alaska. Gulf of Alaska water temperatures are still a bit above average, but they've cooled off a little bit. The low solar activity, I think, is contributing to that, and that's likely going to be something we'll continue to see through the rest of the winter season and into early spring. In fact, some of the latest long-range modeling of the ocean basins is showing that the Pacific Basin will continue to get colder through the rest of winter into early spring, maybe even going to a La Nina phase maybe by spring and early summer. Now, this is in stark contrast to a year ago. A year ago at this time, the Pacific was getting warmer. And if you remember, late winter and spring 2019, it got really stormy. We had those March blizzards. We saw the extension of winter into spring. We had snow on the first day of summer in many areas of the Rockies. Well, this pattern this year is not showing that. It's showing that the Pacific Basin is trending colder. So I think that's wreaking havoc in some of our long-range weather trends. I think we've got plenty of busy weather coming in February or March, but I don't think we can expect the latter half of winter and the spring of 2020 to be the same as 2019. Thanks for listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.